Oops, I forgot to pin myself. Hold on. Sorry, everyone. There we go. Okay, so before we get completely into class today, a few little updates. So next Sunday, I will not be able to teach class live. I am going to Germany for a few days to do some work on my marketing business, a different thing. So I'll be flying home Sunday night. That being said, I will still make sure that there is a class delivered to your inbox at the exact same time so you can continue your practice because I think that schedule and repetition is important. So you'll have it in your inbox. It'll be a new class. And I apologize for not being able to do live, but after that, we will be good to go. So to start class today, let's find a comfortable seat. Any variety of seat is fine. Maybe crisscross applesauce, or maybe feet out in front of you. But I really want you to feel stable, like you can sit up high. So you might need to grab a pillow, slide it under your butt. Maybe you sit on your shins with your butt on your heels, just a way that you can kind of find some stillness. So move around, shimmy around for a little bit. And then once you found your seat, place your hands somewhere on your body. So maybe your hands are in your knees or in your lap, or maybe you take one hand to your heart, other hand to your low belly. Take a breath in. Exhale and close your eyes if they aren't already. Another breath in. Try to pull it all the way down to your low abdomen. Exhale, nice and slow. Again, inhale. Exhale. Try to slow down the breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, start to cultivate your breath. We've worked on this in other classes. So, what is this rhythm that you want to carry you throughout class? Count 3 cycles of breath with your new personal rhythm. So, over the last 4 weeks, we've been discussing the koshas. As you sit here in your version of meditation, I'll walk you through the koshas we've talked about. So, try to bring your awareness to each one and how you're feeling today as we move through them. So, the first kosha, remember, is the physical body. Check in with your physical body today. No judgment, just being aware. Next, let's move to that pranamaya kosha, the energetic body. How are you feeling energetically today? And a reminder that this isn't just energy, like how much energy do I have, but the true aura or the true sensation of your energetic body. Moving to the mental body, the Manamaya Kosha, so your thinking mind. How are your thoughts flowing today? And now let's move towards the inner wisdom, right? The body of the intellect that goes beyond the thinking mind. And yes, I know we start to get a little bit woo woo as we get further out, but maybe you can connect with that intuition, right? We thought of it as intuition last time. Last but not least, we have our final kosha, which is the Anandamaya kosha, the bliss body. This is a tricky one. You might be familiar with a state of bliss from yoga, right? These moments of pure connectivity. I like to think of it as feeling like I'm one with the universe, feeling like I am the universe, right? There's no difference between me and the stars in the sky. And so if that's a little bit of a challenging concept to grasp, no worries. We'll work on it a little bit today. But this is one of those things, the bliss body, right, that we can work on for a lifetime, 10 lifetimes, and only scratch the surface. So take an inhale, open mouth, exhale, let it go. Close your mouth, blink your eyes open. And if you need to, you can change your seat slightly. So maybe you need to come to a different seat. If you have your legs crossed, maybe you switch out the cross of the legs so they're opposite. Choose something that feels comfortable. We'll be here for just a little bit longer. Then reach your hands out to the sides and tent your fingers onto the ground. So just the barely tips of your fingers will touch. Take a breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin down towards your chest. These nice big neck rolls. Chin slides over across the right collarbone. Then your head tilts back. Open the throat towards the ceiling. As you exhale, chin slides across the left collarbone to the shoulder. Then tuck the chin forward, open the back of the neck. Inhale, lift the head up. Opposite direction, exhale, tuck the chin. Inhale, draw a line across your left collarbone, shoulder. Open your throat to the sky as you drop your head back. And then exhale over, chin across the collarbone to the right shoulder. Then tuck it down and forward. Inhale, head comes back up. Close your eyes. Take one more on each side and try and go slow. Feel how your neck is feeling today. This is where so many of us carry tension. I mean, can we say pretty much everybody? Not just so many of us, like literally all of us have tension in our jaw, our neck. So maybe you release your jaw on your second one, wiggle it side to side. Be aware if maybe there's something in your life that's giving you a little bit more tension in your neck, or maybe some athletic movements you've been doing. Inhale back to center. We'll all meet with that even spine, fingertips still touching to the ground. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Press your palms together and look at your thumbs. So as you gaze at your thumbs, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. Press your palms together. Keep looking at the thumbnail. Reach the hands a little higher. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Take that again. Inhale, sweep the hands high, press the palms. Then reach the fingertips towards the ceiling. Imagine pulling on your fingertips as you reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Then hands by your side, sweep it out. Last time, inhale, reach up, press the palms, shrug the shoulders towards the ears. How high can you get the arms? Pull the diaphragm up and in to support you. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then kick it around, come to your tabletop pose. So maybe you're feeling a little creaky getting out of that. If so, that's totally fine. Find your alignment of wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's start with a barrel roll today instead of cat and cow. So for a barrel roll, you'll bend your side to this way, bend your right side over to the right. Yep, and then round your back towards the sky. Bend your left side over to the left and then drop your belly low, right? So we're just making this big circle. And if you're like, I'm kind of bending and circling, that's fine. Take it one direction. And then once you drop your belly all the way to the bottom on this round, swing it around the opposite direction. So head counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on what you were doing. And just try to, again, be aware of what your body is telling you, right? Sometimes it can be easy to go through these motions robotically almost because we're like, yeah, I got this. But have curiosity about how your body is feeling, what it's saying, what it's telling you. Press all 10 fingers down into the mat, round through the upper spine. Then take a breath in. Exhale, drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, look high, cow pose. Yes. Exhale, tuck the chin, round through the spine, cat. Inhale, drop your belly, shoulders back, look high. Exhale, round through the spine. Hold the rounded spine. Curl your toes under so your toes are really touching the mat. Then start to walk your hands back, 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 and eventually come to a seat on your heels. If this is a lot for you, you might need to hover from here to here. That's totally fine. If you're like, no, I feel good, you can take a firm seat on the heels, sit down, and then try to press your big toe down into the mat as you sit. So you're kind of activating those little muscles in the top of your toe. This is called fittingly broken toe pose. So we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Those of you who are running, you might feel this a little bit more than those of us who aren't. Allow the base of your feet to relax as you continue to press the toe down into the ground. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, walk the hands forward, back to tabletop pose. Take a breath, brace through the core, and then reach the right foot back. Toe can be on the ground permanently or just temporarily. Inhale, lift the left hand forward, right foot up, then try to take the bend out of the back. And it's okay. You're going to bend a little bit into the back. We do our best, right? So flex or point through the foot. I don't care which, but try to make your fingertips reach as far forward as possible and your heel push as far forward backwards as possible. One more breath in. Exhale, take your left elbow to your right knee, hug it under and touch. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last time. Inhale, reach it out. Bend into the back knee. So you've got a 90-degree bend. Try to lift the foot towards the ceiling and now drop your belly low and purposefully bend your back. So we've got a big bend in the lower back now. Reach your foot as high as you can get it with the bent knee. Hand forward. Maybe the bicep comes up by the ears. You reach up, up, up. 2, 1. And release. Hand and foot to the ground. Let's take a cow to cycle it out. Drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, round. One more. Cow. Inhale. Cat. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Left foot comes back. Toe can stay on the ground or toe is temporarily on the ground. Just kind of find that balance. Then you'll reach the right hand forward. Fingers reach, reach, reach as far as you can get it. Try to bring that bicep towards your ear. If this feels good, lift the foot up off the mat. Take the bend out of the lower back as much as possible by pulling in and up through the diaphragm and core, right? So reach long. Imagine two strings pulling at both ends of your body. Take a breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Don't beat me. Sometimes it's easy to rush in these. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach forward, press firm into the left hand. Now bend the left knee, reach the foot towards the ceiling, drop the belly, find this arch in the low and mid back, right? Roll your left shoulder back, try to reach your right bicep by your ear. Maybe the hand comes up high, hold and breathe and lift for 3, 2, and 1. Release the hand down to the ground, knee down to the ground. Walk the hands a handprint forward, curl your toes under, up and back, downward facing dog. First downward dog of the day. How are you doing? Pedal it out or come to stillness. It's really up to you. Whatever you choose, push the hands away from you. So you'll notice as you push the hands into the ground, your shoulders will actually shrug up towards your ears a little bit. Totally fine. Sink the heels down to the ground as you push away in the hands. Come to stillness if you're moving. If your heels are on the ground, try to lift your toes up off the mat. And then let's take 3 breaths here, super deep, finding your rhythm. One more breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look between your hands. Bend in the knees. You know the drill by now. Tiptoe your way, top of the mat. Big toes touch and fold forward. Head's heavy. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, half lift, just moving with the breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands to the shins here. So let's all try and bring either hands to the shins or 2 hands to the thighs. Bend into the knees a little bit so you start to feel a bit more of engagement in the hamstrings. Then inhale, sit up and back, chair pose just briefly. Exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, press your palms together, just like we were doing on the floor. Look at your thumbs, gaze up. Now squeeze your legs together. So if your toes aren't touching, you might need to shimmy them together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the legs, squeeze your glutes. Keep reaching up and then start to lean back slightly and just take a baby back bend. So nothing too crazy. The reason I say squeeze the glutes is because they're going to support us here. As you bend backwards, your core should be engaged and hold. Bend a little bit more. 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward, hands come through heart center all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. First round, you can take knees down. Hug the elbows into the sides and look lower down. 3, 2, 1. Today, standard cobra. So just lift up, try and press into the tops of your feet, and then lift your palms slightly as you hug your elbows together and just hold this little cute baby cobra. So today, you might have noticed a little bit already, but we're going to be doing some back bending. Continue to hold while I talk about back bends, hug the elbows in. So with back bending, you can sometimes bring up feelings, sensations, emotions. Just be aware of it. And the most important thing we can do today is to breathe. So inhale, lift up a little higher. Exhale, lower down, forehead to the mat. Curl the toes under. Press up to tabletop or plank if you're feeling fiery, and then up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale your right leg high. So right leg comes up, pull back in the left hip to even the hips out. Now take a bend in the right knee and open the hip to the side. Kick your right foot towards your butt. So you've got nice open hip. You might notice you start to roll onto that left arm more and open the right shoulder. Try to keep your shoulders even. So drop your right shoulder forward slightly, even though you've got kind of this big bend in the lower body. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reach the leg long. Exhale, sweep the foot through. Come to a low lunge. Spin the back foot down and inhale up, warrior one. So we typically do crescent. Warrior one is kind of a challenging pose because you'll notice, let's bring hands to the hips to start. You'll notice your right hip likes to be a lot further forward. So press into this outer edge of the back foot. Pull your right hip back. So recalibrate, find that twist, then sink low into the right knee. Inhale the hands high. Press into the outer ledge of the back foot. Keep engagement. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Step back to plank pose. Option, knees up, knees down. We'll go together. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up, baby cobra. Lift the hands. Press into the tops of the feet. Try to lift higher. A little higher. Another sip of air as you lift. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Press up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Inhale your left leg high. So first, find the left leg long. Pull the right hip back in space. Even out your hips. Bring your awareness now to your shoulders, right? Push your shoulders forward. Push your hands into the mat. Now bend into the left knee and open the hip without moving the shoulders at all. You might be like, oh yeah, I did want to kind of shift in the shoulders. So find that bend, kick your left foot towards your butt. Open, open, open. And then breathe deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale your left leg long. Exhale, sweep it all the way through. Come to your low lunge. Spin the back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. So hands to the hips, just like we did on the other side. You'll notice the left hip wants to creep forward a little bit, right? So try to pull that left hip back, and it's okay if you have to straighten through that front leg first, then sink down into the knee. Again, wiggle, pull the left hip back. Once you're there, you can reach the hands high to the sky. Press into the outer edge of your right foot, right? Straighten through the right leg for 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot, step back to plank pose. We go together. 3, 2, 1. All the way to the belly. This time, walk your hands out like our 3-part cobra, but we're not going to do that today. Just press the fingertips into the ground and then inhale, lift the chest up and hold. You'll notice, like my feet kind of tried to lift, keep the feet glued down to the ground and imagine that you're being as light as you can in the fingertips. 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. Hands come back by your sides. This time, bend into both knees. So bend and then flex the feet. If you're confused at all, take a look up at me. We've got both knees bent, feet flexed. Then press your left knee into the mat, reach your right foot high to the sky. Hold and breathe, hug the elbows in. 2, 1, release. Inhale, left knee comes up, push into your right knee nice and firm. Try to lift, lift, lift. Keep the elbows, imagine they're squeezing together. Feel the back muscles engage in the upper back and the low back. Release. Let's do one more on each side. Switch it out. Inhale, lift the right knee up. You got this. Lift, lift, lift. Push hard into that left knee for support. Release. Press into the right knee. Lift the left knee up. See how high you can get it. Engage through the upper back. 2, 1. Release. Both knees down. Feet come down. Curl the toes under. Press up tabletop or plank. Exhale back. downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 2. Last one. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, tiptoe top of the mat and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose, biceps by the ears. So in this version of chair, press the palms together, just like we've been doing. Maybe you want a hook of the thumbs, kind of, if you look up here, you can see I've hooked the thumbs. That's totally fine. Then you can start to reach up. Now, take your gaze, if it feels comfortable and there's no pinching in the back of the neck, towards your hands and fingertips. Try to reach the hands up as high as you can while you keep the gaze up. So you'll start to slightly bend, right? Into the mid, upper, and low back. Squeeze your knees together. Squeeze super, super hard. How tight can you get them? Core up and in. Reach the shoulders back. Look high. Hold and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Come to standing. Tadasana. Hands by your sides. Breath in. And a breath out. Another breath in. And out. All right, step your feet a little bit wider, about hip width distance apart. Then take your hands and clasp them behind your back. If this isn't accessible for any reason, you can grab for a towel or dish rag somewhere nearby, something so you can make the connection of the hands. Now, first, press the knuckles down. Feel them press down past your butt. Option 1, to stay here and just work on this clasp of the hands. Option 2, now that you've pressed, try to roll the shoulders back and start to lift the hands up as you fold forward. Eventually, your hands should come up and over your head, hypothetically, let's say touching the ground all the way behind your head, which is silly as hell, but we can imagine it, right? You might notice that your hands are more of a basket than glued together, so try to recalibrate and pull the pinkies together as much as you can. Rock your weight towards your toes, breathe. Sometimes I say breathe, and you're probably like, Madison, I'm breathing. But are you breathing slow and controlled? Is it breath with intention? 2, 1, release the hands down to the ground gently, fold forward. Maybe shimmy side to side. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank pose. Let's lower down. 3, 2, 1. This time, hands stay by your sides. Inhale, up, baby cobra or up dog, completely up to you. If you're an up dog, take a look at my thighs. They're off the mat because I press the toes into the ground. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press up, plank or tabletop. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, bend in the knee, open the hip. Inhale, reach the right leg out behind you, straight. Exhale, you can do this. Bring your right knee to your right tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Rock it forward, slow, controlled. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Come to your low lunge. Spin the back heel down, right? Warrior 1, inhale on up. If you like and you want to take that adjustment of the hands to the hips first to move the hips, then sink into the knee. Perfect. Inhale, reach the hands up. Let's start with, I might fall. Press the palms together. Look at the thumbs and see how far back you can start to bend as you reach the hands high. Take a little baby back bend. You might also notice the more you bend, the more room you have to bend in that knee. So bend up. If you fall out, come back in. Hold and breathe. And feel as you draw the breath into the front of the diaphragm. Expand it out. Just 2 more breaths. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Take the bend out of your back. Bring your hands by your side. Sweep your arms back. Bring your chest to hover over your thigh. And then we hold here for 10 million years. I know, how great, right? No, it's okay. Press into the outer edge of that back foot for stability, right? Push into your front big toe. I'm going to keep saying the same cues over and over. You know why? Because sometimes we forget. And sometimes you need to hear them a couple times in each pose. Reach, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Frame the foot. Maybe press into the palms and try to lift the foot first. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale all the way down because we all love doing our push-ups together. Inhale, press up, plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog, right into side 2. Here we go. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, open, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, sweep it through, setting up for warrior 1. Spin that back heel down. Inhale up, warrior 1. Maybe we take the hands to the hips for a second. I really like this biofeedback, right? I can feel where my hips are pointing. Then sink down and in. Inhale, hands come high. Press the palms together. Look at your thumbs or even your fingertips or even past them. Reach up, straighten the arms, and then exhale, start to bend backwards. So the more you bend, the more challenging it will probably be to breathe. Bend deeper into the front knee, and then try to expand your diaphragm out with your breath. Even though we're in a back bend, where can you make room for your breath? Almost there. 2 and 1. Inhale up to center. Take the bend out of your back. Exhale, sweep the hands forward, bring the chest forward, hover it over that front knee. So ideally, we want the bend in the front knee to be about parallel to the floor, something along those lines. Roll the shoulders back and then push your feet away from each other, right? Still, even in this pose, that left hip is pulling back. And the more you pull back in the left hip, the more engagement you'll probably feel in that back right leg, back calf. You're almost there. 2 and 1. Sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Maybe you try the press and lift first. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Close the eyes. Relax the face. 2 more breaths here. Last one. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower down. 3. Hug those elbows in. 2, 1. Inhale up. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Press up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Walk your hands back towards your feet. So start to walk. You can bend in the knees as much as you might need. Then once you get back there, bend, bend, bend. Inhale up, chair pose, back of the mat. Press the palms together. Reach the fingertips high. Take a baby back bend. I know, it's a lot. I get it. Try to hug the knees together. Breath in. Exhale. Hands by your sides. Tadasana at the back of your mat. Close your eyes. Bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your low belly. So now that we've started to move through all of our bodies, right? Energetic, physical, mental, I like to give you an opportunity here to think about a time where you felt truly connected to the universe. Maybe you're religious, maybe to God. Something where you felt part of something bigger. Maybe a moment of wonder. And perhaps this is just a hint of this bliss body, right? A tiny moment in time where we were able to experience connection, peace. Blink your eyes open. Hands come by your sides, back to reality. And we move. Inhale. Sweep the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, bend in the knees as much as you need, and walk yourself forward to plank pose. Breath in. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes under. Press up to plank or tabletop. Exhale back, down dog. Just one breath in. One breath out. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, tiptoe your way, top of the mat, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back. Chair pose just briefly, and then come all the way to standing Tadasana, hands by your side. So we'll do a little prep for dancer's pose. Different levels for everybody, whatever feels comfortable today. Shift your weight over into your right leg, bend into your left knee. Option 1 is going to be to stay here and try to work the knee back as much as you can. If this feels okay, reach your left hand high. Right hand comes out like a serving platter, like you're like, oh, I am a waitress. I was a waitress for like 8 years. So this is a firm serving platter here. Now you can stay like this or start to tick-tock. And then once you've bent a little, you can maybe reach back and grab for the outside edge of the foot. It's a little bit different. Outside edge, pull the right shoulder forward, and then start to lean, lean, lean. Now, any amount is fine on the kick. All I really care about is that you're working on your balance. So maybe you fall out, maybe you fall back in. Maybe you're like, I'm not sure what side of the foot the hand is grabbing. Don't worry. But today I'd like us to try for that outside edge. The more you pull, the more you push, the more you kick. 2, 1, back to center. Hands by your sides. Tadasana. Great. Now we do the other side. Easy, right? Other side. Right foot comes up. Option 1, just to stay here and work with this, right? This is enough. Squeezing the knees together, trying to find that extension in your hip. If that feels okay, let's see, we'll go, the right hand will be high this time. Left hand becomes your fancy serving platter. Then start to lean, 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 lean. Eventually reach back, and maybe you're like, I can't reach back. Grabbing for the outside edge of that foot. Pull the left shoulder forward. It feels a little weird, crisscrossy. It's supposed to. Whoop. And then start to reach and kick at the same time into your dancer's pose. Now, reminder, there are tons of different variations of dancer. If you don't like this one, that's fine. Trying something new, and then last but not least, breathing into it for 3 can bring us closer to bliss for 2. And 1, come out just how you came in, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, sweep your hands high, press the palms together. Exhale, fold forward, hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Moving nice and fluid. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, bend in the knee, open the hip. Inhale, right leg high, long. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. You got this. Nice. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, sweep it through. Low lunge. You've been here before. Spin that back foot down. Inhale up. Warrior one. Maybe you don't bring the hands to the hips this time because you feel like pretty in control. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down behind your back. Now, try to straighten as you take the clasp of the hands. Remember, always an option for a towel or something to help you here. Try to draw the hands down the thigh as you bend into that front knee. Take a back bend, reaching, 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 lifting your heart towards the ceiling. As you do this, give yourself a slight double chin. It'll make it harder to talk, as evidenced by it's a challenge to talk right now. Press into that outer edge of the back foot. Press into the front big toe, pinky toe, heel. 2, 1. Inhale, back up, sweep the hands high. Warrior one. Exhale, widen. Warrior two. Oh, isn't that nice? First warrior two of the day, just a different plane of energy, right? So try to open the hips. Let's actually take your hands to your inner thigh, your inner hip. Push them and open and feel as you roll the shoulders back and the chest back, then bend into that front knee. Once you've got the kind of the hip motion, you can reach the hands long, gaze forward. And then bring awareness to the badass warrior two that you are. Sink it lower. Inhale, reverse the warrior, look high. Exhale, warrior two. Notice my lower body is stone. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Last time. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, sweep the hand all the way down. Frame the foot. Press into the hands. Try to lift the foot first and step back. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, bend in the knee, open the hip. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Moving with the breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it forward, spin the back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, sweep the hands down behind the back. I know, this is a lot. So ideally try to glue the pinky edge of your hands together, straighten through the arms, and you'll already be in a back bend as you roll the shoulders back. Then breath in, exhale, try to slide the hands down the back of your leg, bend deeper into the front knee, bring your heart towards the ceiling, push your feet away from each other. So then you have kind of that stability as you push. And then again, if you're finding resistance or challenge in a heart opener or finding breath, try to find the calm of the mind instead. Focus on small sips of air, then bigger sips of air. Almost there. Inhale. Sweep the hands forward. Woo. Warrior one. And then exhale, widen. Warrior two. And you might need to widen the stance a little bit more. Let's start with the hands and the inner thighs, right? Push, straighten through the right leg. Push the palms into the thighs. Kind of feel that open in the hips. Maybe even you start to bring the chest forward. So you do have a tiny back bend, but nothing too crazy. Then bend into the front knee. Arms extend. Second opportunity to feel like the badass warrior that you are. Think it a little lower. Breath in. Exhale, hold. Remember, lower body is stone. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Gaze high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Last time. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Breath in. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Ooh, frame the foot. Maybe press and lift first, and then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Remember, cobra here is just fine. I always like to do baby rather than here. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes under, press up plank or tabletop. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees come forward, take them wide, and let's come to a child's pose. So sit your butt back, reach your hands forward. Forehead comes to the mat. Maybe open mouth, exhale. You feel like you need to get up some pent up energy, a little bit of heat, good opportunity to release. In child's pose, think about something that you do that makes you feel connected to life. What brings you bliss? Maybe it's a sport. Maybe stargazing. What's one thing you like to do that makes you feel more connected, complete, and whole? Press into your hands, walk yourself back up, and then come to a seat on your heels. We'll move to camel's pose. So before we do camel, there's a couple different variations, and actually a cue that I recently learned that I prefer, that I hadn't ever taught before. So in order to get into camel, you'll curl your toes under, just like we had broken toe pose, right? So option one will be you've got your broken toe, you come up to here, and maybe hands are at heart center, and you just lean back, look high. Now, no dumping in the lower back, right? You'll pull the belly up and in, then start to extend in a big rainbow back, push the hips forward. Option one, here. Option two, you might want to take it a little deeper, and you could be here and kind of reach one hand to touch the ankle, the other hand to touch the ankle, play with seeing where you can bring your hands. Option three, and this is my now preferred way to get into camel. So before I was kind of going like this, then reaching my hands back to the heels and then reaching the heart, right? Instead, if this is accessible to you and it's already in your practice, I encourage you to grab for the heels first, bend, then start with pushing the hips forward and extend from here. You might find that it's a little bit more accessible when you start back here because you're already bending through the chest, right? So chest up, shoulders back. Try your variety. If you've already been doing this while I've been talking, then take a break and do one more. Ideally, let's do 3 rounds all together. So holding each one 5 breaths. And if your first one you were too short, that's fine. But try to find that stable breath and then lift the hips. And if you start to feel dizzy, that's okay. I can't tell you how many hot yoga classes I've been in where I was like in my camel pose and I was like, I'm gonna vomit. So once you need a break, come back out and then do your last round. Option here to do the exact same thing you did. We don't have a ton of time, so the other option will be to move for your last round. You could come down and do a bridge pose or even, whoop, mat slippery, a full wheel. if that's in your practice and easy for you to lift up to, but I'm not going to cue that today. So pick yours, 5 more breaths. And then once you're finished with yours, in whatever you're doing, come to a version of a recovery pose. So if you were up, bring it to child's pose. If you were on your back, maybe you just take the feet wide, knees together to rest. If you're still up, meet us in any kind of recovery pose. And take 3 of the biggest breaths you've taken all day. As you inhale, imagine your collarbones expanding. Exhale, diaphragm pulls in and up. Inhale, collarbone expands. Exhale, diaphragm in and up. Active exhale. Last time. Blink your eyes open if they're closed. And we'll meet in a seated pose. Your hands might be back slightly. Feet will be forward. So it will look like this way. Contrary to what you might think we're doing, we're actually going to do something a little bit different. So the other week we did our toe exercises, our toe cars. We're going to do them again today, but in a different variety. And it can be a little bit more challenging because if you notice, it's kind of hard to see your toes. So first, in this pose, put all 10 toes down onto the mat. Feel them push, push, push. And if you're like, I think they're doing it, great. Next, lift all 10 toes up. See how high you can lift them while still pushing the ball of the foot down, the heel down. Again, all 10 toes down onto the mat. Maybe you imagine, I always like to imagine a little frog gecko foot. You guys know I love frogs, so that's probably why. And then lift all the toes up off the mat. Great. Now, all 10 toes are lifted. Try to just put your big toes down only. And if you're like, I don't know if I'm doing it, that's fine. This is the expert mode, right? If you need to peek, you can peek at your toes. Lift your big toes up. Put all toes except for your big toe down onto the ground. Big toes stay high. And again, if you're not sure, be like, oh, oh. Swap it out. Big toe down, 4 toes up. Other direction, 4 toes down. Oh, this one's hard for me. I gotta peek. Big toes up. For some reason, my left foot isn't behaving. There we go. Last time, inhale, lift all 10 toes. Exhale, legs come out in front of you. Walk yourself down so you're leaning on your elbows like you're at the beach. So if fish pose is fully in your practice and you really want to do it today, by all means you can. You'll just start to walk the elbows forward, tilt the head back. Come here. I'm not going to cue the whole thing because we'll do a different fish variation for the rest of us. Fish is a really challenging pose and it can be pretty uncomfortable. So instead, press your hands into the ground, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart high, and you see how I've got this nice little bend in my back. Then drop your head just back so it's in one long line. Give yourself a little bit of a double chin. Just a baby double chin. Support yourself for 3. Reach the heart to the sky for 2. And 1. Back to center. Reach the hands forward and lay all the way down on your back. Try not to knock the wind out of yourself like I almost did. Once you're on your back, palms face up, shimmy your hips side to side. Bring one knee into the chest, then the other. Reach your hands around to the outside of your foot. Pull your knees down and in and come to happy baby pose, either still or with movement. Another option is to straighten through one leg and then the other. Listen to your body. What is it calling for in this moment? Back to center if you are moving. Then draw the right knee into the chest. Actually, no, let's take both knees together today. We haven't done this in a while. So we'll do a twist, but with both knees together. So hands can come to a T. Press the palms down into the ground, right? Then bring your knees over to the left side with the control of your abdominal muscles. And eventually rest those knees down to the ground. Take your head over and gaze over to the right if that feels okay on the neck. Where can you surrender? Breath in and a breath out. Next breath in. Start to press to your palms and then engage through the core first. Lift the knees up through center. Take a moment to recalibrate. You might need to like wiggle to make sure your hips are in the middle. And then with that strength, core strength, you'll go over to the right side, gaze to the left. And then again, where can you surrender? What muscles, what areas of your body can you let go of tension, let go of control, and simply be? Breath in and breath out. Surrender, relax, and release. Inhale, press your fingertips down into the ground. Engage in your arms. For strength, inhale, lift you up. Exhale, release the feet down to the mat. If there's anything else you would like to do to end your practice today, anything your body's calling for, by all means, you can go for it, move into it. Otherwise, I invite you to come into Shavasana. Reach your feet long, hands out by your sides, palms face up. So you've thought about a time when you felt connected, right? To the universe, maybe to humankind, part of something greater. And you've also thought about what activities or what habits you have that bring you closer to this feeling of bliss, of oneness. And I think this is a beautiful reminder that we truly create our own bliss. We take actions, we create habits, we do things that make us feel more connected, help us find purpose. And so, what is one way that you can bring a little bit more bliss into your life? And if the concept of bliss is still kind of hard, think of it even as joy, right? What's one way you can bring more joy or feel more truly and authentically you? If you're doing any other poses, come and meet us in Shavasana. And then let's take a breath together. So inhale, draw all the breath you can into the low abdomen. Exhale, side out. Take two more. Inhale, open mouth, exhale, let it go. Last time. Breath in, open mouth, exhale, release fully into Shavasana. Take a breath in and a breath out. Start to invite movement into your body, maybe wiggling your fingers, your toes, move your jaw, take your hips, and eventually stretch your arms up above your head. Big morning stretch. Exhale. Arms can come by your sides. Take a little time and then roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow in fetal pose. Take this all important moment to find a little gratitude for yourself for showing up on a Sunday or whatever day you're practicing, for making time for yourself, and most importantly, for doing the things that bring you bliss. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat facing any which way. And then bring either your hands to heart center, palms together, or maybe two hands over the heart. Maybe bring a smile to your face. If you like, thumbs can come to your third eye, center of your forehead. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Great work. Namaste. Awesome job, everyone. As always, if you have any questions, I am here. I will see you live in 2 weeks, and next week I will send you the recording of our next chapter of classes. So I look forward to hanging out with you, and we'll talk soon.